Good day, collectors. So here we have a Hot Wheels 1973 Ford Falcon XB. So I know of this car only through the Mad Max films, but those cars don't look anything like a stock one because they have the nose cone, a special nose cone, and they're painted black, and they have all these modifications. So anyways, I did a little research on the normal car. This is a third generation Ford Falcon from Australia, and it was sold between 1973 to 1976, and it was quite popular. Over 200,000 of them were sold. There are many variations, but this is obviously a two-door, and it's called the hardtop. And these Falcons came with different engine choices, 3.3 up to 5.8 liters, and they're either six-cylinder engines or V8 engines. I couldn't figure out if the sixes are V6s or inline sixes. They just say six cylinders on a couple different websites, so I'm not sure. If anyone knows, please chime in. Anyways, the car did have some street cred, racing cred actually. Alan Moffat, he won the 1976 Australian Touring Car Championship in one of these cars. And then in 1977, he drove a similar car as well as an XC Falcon to win the 1977 ATCC. So anyways, let's look into the dimensions of this thing. I know this thing is supposed to be 4808 millimeters. So let me get my calipers out. Zeroed. Yep. So we got 74.9. So if I take 4808 divided by 74.9. Well, what do you know, guys? This thing is pretty much 1/64 scale. So this might be a keeper here. Might go right into the same display as other cars. So I'm very happy. It's very rare that I get a Hot Wheels that's actually 1/64 scale. I gotta start memorizing cars of this size. Although, again, without the internet, I would have never known this car existed because it's Australian. So you gotta thank the internet there. Okay, well anyways, let's get into the review of this thing. So naturally the tires are kind of crazy. You know, these rear tires are so huge. But I think when I print my wheels, I'm going to probably go for the same size, because when I look at the fender cutout, it seems similar. You know, I don't think I need to put a giant wheel like this in the back. I might be able to put in the same, although it might lower the stance like that when I put a smaller diameter tire in the back. We'll have to see what happens there. I'm not sure if these stripes are my cup of tea, but it's okay, I guess. It's definitely a hot rod look. I do love this green though. This is really nice. It's really metallic green, dark green, but in certain twistings of the reflection here, I'm seeing like gold shining through. So I'm not sure if the clear coat is gold or something, or yellow, but I'm feeling more than just green. So it's pretty nice. And then the hood here, we got this black paint on there. It's alright, it's done alright. We got some, well, it looks like silver on these little hood locks or latches. They're not latches, are they? I'm not sure. Okay. Well, no paint on the front, but that should be easy enough. Same there and there and there. The grill is a black piece of plastic, maybe. Yeah, I think it's some black plastic sandwiched in there. Interesting. There should be some turn signals down there. Okay. Some vent there. A little keyhole, key bump there. Door handle sticking out and in, so that's good. The gas cap there hit with some silver, so that's nice. And this is great again with Hot Wheels. No side window, so you can see the lame interior. Yeah, that's a really lame interior with that steering wheel just totally flat. But, you know, for the cost of a mainline, I ain't complaining. Okay, so what is this? Maybe a reflector? Okay, chrome bumper looks good. The molding of this back end looks nice. I just gotta go and maybe add some red paint in there and it should be good. The wing is molded in, but it looks pretty nice to me. Okay, so when was this thing originally made? The casting, that is. 2009. Wow, this dates back quite a bit. Wow, sorry, the camera can't figure out that chrome. So 2009, but I'm sure this mold must be fairly new, because the metal itself doesn't have a bunch of scratches or gouges, so you know, the CAD design of the mold might be from 2009, but I imagine this mold is actually relatively new because the casting looks pretty good. Maybe there's some issue, but I think for the cost of a mainline, this is actually a really nice model. Very nice indeed. I might have to look up some YouTubes on how to remove these graphics. Then it'll look, it'll look even cooler. Okay, well anyways, I'm rambling on, so I won't keep you any longer, but give me a second and I'm gonna, I guess, print out some wheels. Not really sure where I'm gonna go. We'll see what happens. Okay, and here we have some wheels of my own design. I went with my own design because I saw that Greenlight makes this car and it has the period correct steelies on it, so I didn't want to copy that. So my design is basically 3 progressively smaller holes, and then there are 8 segments of them, and then it's also a concave, you know, surface. And there is a brake system back in there. You can kind of see the calipers there. So that's one challenge I ran into, though, and I think about it, is you know, the wheels are so sunken into the body, I couldn't get the wheels on using the stock axles without actually removing the bottom. There was just no way around it. So I drilled them out, and then you know, I had to put these big spacers in there as well. And they do spin, just not really freely. So, and the brakes do spin with the wheels also. But because I had to open the bottom up, it gave me an opportunity to paint the interior, which I painted tan, so you can see a little more of the details. And it turns out that the seat actually has molded seat belts on it and a harness back there on the bottom cushion. So I added a little red marker to that to bring that detail out. And then you'll notice there are no more flames on this car. I saw some YouTube videos on how to remove tampos, and so I had some Scotch brand adhesive remover, and that worked really well on this. I will say that I think it messes up the plastic, but I was really careful I didn't do that on this car. So I removed the flames pretty easily, but I then tried it on a different Hot Wheels and it didn't do anything to it. Actually, I tried it on 2 different ones. I think one of the other ones had a clear coat over the flames, so it wasn't going to go through that. But I have another cheap one, and for some reason it didn't affect the tampos at all on it. So Scotch adhesive remover is hit or miss, guys. But if you have some laying around, you could try it out. Anyways, I added some additional paint to the door handles. They're chrome on the real car, the key there underneath it, and then this fuel filler cap I added a little more silver, and then this headlights here, they're, you know, silver paint, and then the rear I painted silver, and then I went over them with some red Sharpie. So that's the extension of the mods I made here. So let's pull out the spin thing, and actually we can compare it to this Greenlight. You know, it's the same car, it's just it's the Mad Max one, so the nose of it is different, and actually it's quite different. There's a lot of modifications, but this is supposedly 1/64 scale, and so we'll put it up, and yeah, the Hot Wheels is pretty much very identical in its dimensions. So unfortunately my solar spinner can't handle the weight, but if I go to the top view, you'll see they're pretty similar in size, so it's good. I'm pretty happy I got this green one, especially with removing the flames. I'm really happy with it now. So maybe I don't need to buy the Greenlight version of this XB car. So that's it for today. So it's really interesting, you know, with the internet now, you can just learn about anything in the world. It's quite fascinating. I never knew about this car because it never made it to the US shores. But now I do, and I'm happy I have one in my collection. Okay, we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio, guys. Bye.